What's going on, everybody? Mike McIntyre here, back from All Things Sports, bringing you a brand new video. And this one I'm excited about because it's the Euro tournament. We're kicking things off, and I've actually never done a review of this boot until now. So let's check it out. Before we begin, guys, please check out those first couple of links in the description. One is a link to my store where you can check out some of the t-shirts and some of the stuff that you see me wear on channel. Please check that out. The other option is the membership option. So if you're interested in supporting the channel, we have memberships active. Be sure to check it out. And I thank you guys for stopping by. Let's get into the video. So here we go, the Copa SENSE Plus. Now again, this is the first time I ever have these boots here in hand in studio. I haven't done a review up until this point. This is the Superspectral pack colorway. I'm a huge fan of this colorway, and you'll see them featured in the Euro, and they tend to be quite popular actually. So because it's a plus model, it's a drawer style box, slide it out, very fancy. Let's get these, ooh, these are nice. Let's get these boots out of the box. Toss those to the side. It's a plus model, so you get a string bag with them. And it's a white mesh string bag with pink graphic and black strings. Very cool. If you watch this channel, you know I love white, black, and pink boots. Those three colors just seem to be really, really good in my opinion. I always like the way they look. So here we go. Brand new Copa SENSE Plus. These are really cool looking actually. I like the way they look. I think I'm not sure how they're going to feel. I mean, we'll see. But I really like the way these things look up until now. My first impressions as far as looks go is very, very good. So let's talk about tech specs. Let's talk about the upper. Let's talk about the Copa SENSE. And let's get this review underway. So the Copa SENSE is the replacement for last year's Copa Plus. We've gone back to a naming scheme rather than the model year. They've done that with the Predator. They've done this with the Ghosted. They've done it with the Nemesis that is soon to be phased out. But we've gone back to a name sort of designating a generation. So this is the Copa SENSE. The plus meaning that it is the laceless model, and they make a Copa SENSE 0.1 as well. So I'm hoping to get my hands on those shortly. But for today, let's review the Copa SENSE. So the Copa SENSE is, again, carrying on that sort of characteristic of being this fusion skin upper. So what they're trying to do is mesh a prime knit based material in the midfoot area where the laces would typically be with a leather material in the forefoot. In a way, I suppose you could say it's kind of like the hybrid touch that they used to make, or Nike's Kanga Light that they used to call it. They are trying to blend a leather and synthetic material into one. The only difference is that this one sort of fades from one material to the other, and you can kind of see a seam. They do a very good job of blending it into the pattern and the shape of the upper, but there is a small seam that you could see here where you get a leather material in the forefoot, and from about this point back is all fading into more of a knitted synthetic based material, giving you that sort of support and responsiveness through the back 2/3 of the shoe, which is less used for, I mean, obviously you're not touching the ball with your heel and kind of this area as much as you are in the forefoot and on the instep. So again, being a plus model, there are no laces, so they are doing something to try and lock your foot in place with this pattern and with the reinforcements of the knit material itself. We do have an external heel counter right here with a very unique sort of take on the speed frame. They call this the, what do they call this one? The Sense frame, typical, right? Copa SENSE, they call it the Sense frame. But again, it's basically a speed frame sole plate. I do like the stud shape on these ones better than some of the other models because they are very close to being a conical shape. They do have one sort of flat edge on the inside part of most of the studs, but most of them are sort of conical on the other parts of it. So not too much of a problem there. You have your stiffener bar that runs throughout the midfoot. It does have a very nice lightweight feel to it and offers you that external heel counter to support your foot and lock it in place. You do have these heel pods on the inside as well, if you can see that right there. Those are doing its job to kind of keep your heel down and locked into the boot. So that's pretty much it for the tech specs and review portion. Let's send it over to the turf to talk about fit and feel. So there we go, slipping the Copa SENSE Plus on feet for the very first time. Again, I love the colorway, I love the way the boot looks, but again, they're super narrow through the midfoot, and this time they are even worse through the heel. The forefoot's okay, I actually have enough space in the forefoot, I can live with that. It's the midfoot. Because there are no laces, they are doing what they can to lock your foot in place, but there's very little stretch, making it difficult to get the boots on. And then once they're on, wide-footed people, beware, they're extremely narrow and very tight-fitting. And this time I notice more pressure in the heel thanks to those heel pods that they put in the heel to help lock your foot in place more than the midfoot. I actually find that to be a little bit uncomfortable in the heel. It's just too tight. With some wear, those pods will soften up and get a little bit less dense. So you'll be able to slide your foot in a little bit easier. But from right out of the box there, it's a very firm feeling heel. It doesn't feel like it's soft and plush and very, very comfortable. It feels more rough around the edges, if that makes any sense. Much more firm than I'd like it to be. And it's a good thing in terms of having the heel keep its shape, but it's just very difficult to get on. That's the thing I want to make clear here. They're very difficult to get on, and the first time you put your foot into them, you're probably going to notice a similar sensation to what I feel. It's very rough in the heel, a tight midfoot, but I do suspect that over time this one will feel a little bit better than last year's model, and I think that's down to the nature of the pattern of the Fusion skin this time around. It does have less space between the boot itself and my ankle, which is a good thing. So I like the opening, if you will. I like the collar a little bit better. It's a little bit thinner. It's a little bit more seamless in terms of transitioning from boot to my ankle because of the way the collar is made. In terms of fit and feel, go true to size. Once again, Adidas is bang on with their sizing, so you don't have to worry about that. And I think that the look of this colorway and the look of the boot overall does make it a little bit more enticing. So I'm very, very curious to see the Copa Point 1. That's pretty much it. Let's send it back to the desk to wrap the video up. Again, it's a similar story in terms of the Copa SENSE Plus model. We have a very tight midfoot and the heel is very rough and rigid from right out of the box. Again, I understand why they're doing it. They need to give you the lockdown because the laces are no longer part of the boot. But if you do go for the Copa SENSE Point 1, I actually think this is going to be a very, very good boot this time around. It will be one of the first times that I actually have a genuine interest in the Copa. In previous iterations, I just wasn't a fan of the way it looked. I wasn't a fan of the overall shape of it, the bulkiness of it, the way the collar came into fitting with the foot and all of that stuff. It wasn't a boot for me. This time they've done a really good job in streamlining the fit of the boot, thinning it out a little bit, making it a little bit more of what I'm looking for. Again, huge fan of this Superspectral pack colorway. I love white, black, and pink boots. I think they just come together really, really well. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. Please smash it with a like, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification. You all know what to do. I'll see you guys in the next one. Mike McIntyre, All Things Sports. I'm signing off for now. Catch you in the next one. Till then, take care. Peace.